Hey, welcome to This Mama's Home. Today we're going to be folding some laundry and having a little chat. Hey guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tabitha, and on this channel I like to share homemaking content, cooking, cleaning, grocery hauls, and days in my life as a mom. Today I have 2 baskets of laundry here, and I asked over on Instagram and Facebook and my community tab here on YouTube if you had any questions for me, and I got quite a few, so I thought we would dive into those and just have a little chat. If you have any laundry that you want to fold, go ahead and grab your basket and we can get this done together. The kids are out with my husband. He took them to the little local fun park that we have. They have like an arcade and go-karts and stuff. So they ran a race that our town puts on each summer, and in their little goodie bag they got a free coupon to go there. So he took them out to there. I didn't really want to go. It's really hot out and I had plenty of laundry and things to do here at the house. So I thought I would stay behind and then I could chat with you guys a little bit too. So I didn't post any videos last week because Ryan's brother was in town and his family, so we had a lot of days that we spent hanging out with them, and it was usually on my filming days. So but it was really fun. It was nice to see them. We don't get to see them very often. They live out of state, so that was a really good time. But my plan moving forward is to hopefully post on either Monday or Thursday or both if it's a good week. So we'll see how it goes, but that's my quote unquote plan. I know that like pretty much every time I like say it out loud and it's like so hard to stick to, but I think those days will work out pretty good. We're gonna be starting co-op soon for our homeschool co-op. We haven't started homeschool yet. We're gonna start that September 1st. We started cross country, so life is definitely full and busy, but it's all fun, and I have lots of fun videos planned here too, things that I'm going to be doing anyways, so I can just bring the camera along with and share it with you guys. So that's enough rambling. Let me jump into the questions. So I got a lot of questions about my pregnancy. So I'm currently pregnant. This is my 8th pregnancy. I am 11 weeks along, but this will be my 7th baby. So I had a miscarriage in between my daughter and my first son, my second daughter and my first son. So my 3rd child, I had a miscarriage, and that was coming up on 11 years ago. And it's crazy that even though it was so long ago and it was like an early miscarriage, I was about 12 weeks along, it's still something I think about all the time, and it was really hard. So if you're struggling with pregnancy or infertility or miscarriage, I feel your pain, and I am definitely sending all the prayers your way. So one of the questions I got about pregnancy, they're here on my phone, is do I have easy pregnancies? And I wouldn't say that my pregnancies are hard really in any way. Just the normal morning sickness, headaches occasionally, and just like the regular aches and pains that come with being pregnant. Nothing complicated. I haven't had any like complications in any of my pregnancies. I do get varicose veins, which are pretty uncomfortable, but for the most part after I give birth they kind of just subside and they don't hurt anymore. So I am very blessed and thankful that I've had good pregnancies, and I pray that this pregnancy continues to go that way as well. I've had all 6 of my children natural. My first was in the hospital, and then the rest were at home. So this baby I am planning on doing a home birth again, and I'm really excited. I get to see my midwife here at the end of the month, so that's really exciting. And I have heard the heartbeat. I have a little Doppler that I use at home, and I was able to hear the heartbeat right at 9 weeks. So that was always so exciting to hear, and just always gives me peace of mind, especially after having a miscarriage. Just that thought always creeps up, you know, even though everything's going great, it's just something that you always kind of worry about. So another question I got is, do you practice NFP to space pregnancies, or just whatever happens happens? So if you don't know, NFP is natural family planning. So that's where you have awareness of your fertility And instead of taking any form of birth control or preventing pregnancy using some sort of device, you just avoid sex during your fertile period. So I have used natural family planning in the past. It's the only form of birth control that is acceptable for my Catholic faith. And it's very nuanced, I think. I'm not like the authority to talk about this, but the church does have teachings on it. So basically, when we get married in the church, you promise to be open to life and to accept children willingly from the Lord, meaning that you won't get a vasectomy, you won't get your tubes tied, you won't use any sort of birth control method like the pill or the IUD or condoms, and that you will be open to giving your body up for whatever pregnancies and children that the Lord wants to bless you with. So there are certain circumstances, though, that the church does permit you to use natural family planning to avoid pregnancy. It's not like the church just expects everyone to have a million kids and if you don't, you're sinning or something. But they do have certain things that, you know, are grave or just reasons, something like really bad financial hardships or health problems that would put your life in danger, or I forget all of them. I think there's like 4, like emotional, if your mental health is really bad and having another child would cause problems, stuff like that. I always recommend people that are Catholic to speak to a priest and discuss it with your husband and your priest to see if using natural family planning and like specifically trying to avoid getting pregnant, if that would be permissible for you, because everybody's situation is different, and yeah, it's definitely a hard decision to make. But for my husband and I, we definitely feel called to continue to be open to life. Obviously, I'm pregnant right now. We're both very healthy. We are blessed financially. Physically, mentally, we're doing good. So we're in a good place, and that's what my hope is for everyone. And I just definitely recommend having all the babies. You'll never regret having a child. They are such a blessing. Another question I got was, how did you build so you could stay at home? So I think they meant maybe build my social media, or maybe like my husband's, or like our savings. I don't know. But really, it's all my husband. He is the breadwinner. I do make money here on YouTube and like with my other social media accounts, but it's nothing substantial where I could be paying like the majority of the bills or anything. I like to buy stuff for the kids, like clothes and like shoes and like homeschool stuff, food, you know, things like that if we're going out to eat. But I'm not able to support the family on my income. So really, it's my husband, and he works really, really hard to allow me to stay home and homeschool the kids. So I feel so blessed about that. I have not worked outside of the home since the day I had my first daughter. It was like she was born, and I looked at her and I was like, yeah, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to leave her with somebody else and go to work. So I don't, that's nothing against people that go to work, mothers who go to work because they want to or because they have to. I just definitely felt a calling to be a stay-at-home mom. So I'm really thankful that my husband has been able to provide that lifestyle for us. How to prepare for first baby, advice and tips, please. So I do have several videos on my channel that I believe I put back up about how to prepare for like a natural labor and things that you need for newborns and stuff. I'm definitely more of a minimal-ish mother when it comes to like newborns and stuff. You don't need all the fancy gear. You need diapers, clothes, and a boob. Pretty much you'll be good for a while. A car seat, of course. You know, you need stuff, but it's definitely overboard with all the little gizmos and gadgets. And I feel like just get the bare necessities, and then whatever else you can afford. Like if you can afford doing a whole nursery, do it, and that's awesome and so fun. But don't feel pressured into like going crazy. And then just like mentally, it's definitely a big change lifestyle wise when you have a baby, because now you have this little human that you have to take care of and like relies completely on you, and just kind of be prepared for that, I guess, that you have to kind of die to self in a way when you become a mother. And I think that's beautiful, and it makes you so much less selfish, and every child I've had has made me just a better person. And yeah, so God bless, and I hope that everything goes good with your first baby. That was another question I got, like several different variations of the same type of question, like how do you do everything with 6 kids and homeschooling and keeping the house clean and cooking from scratch. And it's just along the lines of what I just said, but like each child you just improve. And it's like looking back, me being the mother of 2, there's no way that I could have handled 6 at the time. But as you have more children, you change as a mother, you improve, you learn what works for you and your family, and that's just how it goes. I mean, it's not like somebody looking at me with only 1 kid and like feeling totally overwhelmed. I totally get that, because it's just, how could you even fathom it? But you just learn as you go, and there's definitely moments still where I'm overwhelmed, but I think all in all, I've definitely just improved as a person and a mother. And I definitely started my motherhood journey as like a type, is it type B? I don't even know. But basically a go with the flow person, and just, oh, whatever happens in the day, we'll just take it as it comes. That's not gonna work anymore. Like, I definitely have to be a little bit more rigid, a little bit more structured, stick to a routine, or else chaos ensues. So that's definitely something that I've had to grow and change in to be better and like show up for the kids in the way they need me to show up. Done with 1 basket, yay! Moving on to the next one. So if you do have questions about laundry, I have a laundry video too that I filmed a long time ago, but if you don't have time to watch that video today too, it's basically that each person has their own basket in our family, and each person has their own day to do their laundry. We never mix people's laundry together. You just keep your laundry separate, and then on your laundry day, you wash your laundry in your towel and your sheets. And that's how we do it. And the kids start from a very young age to learn how to do it and how to put the soap in. They think it's so fun, and now most of my kids can do their laundry all by themselves, which is so nice. It takes the pressure off of me, and I'm basically just doing laundry for anybody who's 5 and under and myself. So it's really nice, and I highly recommend training your children in that way. And not, having, sometimes perfectionism can get in the way where you're like, oh, I have to have it done a certain way. Just let them do it and train them to do it how you want it to be done, and you'll take so much pressure off yourself. So somebody asked me what my age is and how do I manage to stay in shape with so many pregnancies. So I am 35. I will be 36 in October, and by the time I have this next baby, which I'm due at the end of February, I think a big part of it is just staying active. Like, I don't even really work out that much, like that intensely, but I do like to lift weights occasionally, and I like to walk. So that's like my biggest exercise. And then obviously like chasing after all the kids and cleaning house and stuff, that's a good workout sometimes too. But also just eating healthy, definitely not eating processed foods as much as possible, eating at home as much as possible. I think those are huge ways to just stay in shape. And I definitely did struggle in between my last baby and this one. I did struggle with gaining a lot of weight, and I had like almost like an autoimmune flare-up, and I think that was a lot to do with stress. And so if you're living in like a stressful situation, definitely try to minimize your stress, eat healthy, drink lots of water, and just walk if that's all you can manage for a workout. I think those are like the best ways to stay in shape. And just try to keep your home environment clean too. I feel like that lessens stress a lot too. Staying in the Word, reading your Bible, all that kind of stuff. Those are all things that I definitely contribute to staying in shape. I definitely would like to be stronger though, so I don't want to say like I'm like this amazing mom that's always in shape. No way. I definitely needed to work on myself in that area for sure. And then along the lines of pregnancy fitness, I did get this, it's not really an app, but I subscribed to the Chelsea method, and it is so good because it's 5-minute workouts and that's it. Like that's all you have to do for your day is this 5-minute workout. They send them straight to your phone, and it's been really nice because I feel like, you know, most workouts are like 30 minutes or longer, and 5 minutes I feel like it's super doable. So I subscribed to that and I've been enjoying it. She has it for pregnancy, all stages of pregnancy. Like she has specific workouts for each day of your pregnancy and then postpartum. So I've really been enjoying that app for sure, or that program. Somebody asked me what my favorite book of the Bible is, and it's probably the book of John. The entire book of John is just so amazing. I love just opening to that book and reading through it. That's definitely my favorite book in the Bible. Somebody asked what our inside pets are. So we have quite a few inside pets. We have 2 dogs. We have a Chihuahua and a Belgian Malinois, and then, which is so funny because they're like total opposites. But then we have a bearded dragon. My son recently got a bearded dragon around his birthday. He paid for it all himself. He takes care of it. I was very unsure at first about getting a bearded dragon. They need a lot of different types of care. Like we did a bunch of research before getting it, and I was a little overwhelmed by the thought of having one and the fact that you need to feed it live bugs. But it's been going well, and it's really growing on me. The thing's really cute, and he loves it. He's definitely a reptile type of guy, so he has been loving having his little bearded dragon. And then we also have 3 bunnies. They are all lion head bunnies, and they live inside in their little cage, but we let them outside to play around, and they're litter trained so they can run around the house too. We just don't usually let them run around the house because there's like toys and stuff. I don't want them to like eat something and get hurt or something, but those are the inside pets. Oh, and we also have a fish tank. So we have a betta fish in there and a snail. So those are our inside pets. And then the only thing we have outside right now is chickens. And we have, I believe we have 27. We have somewhere in the neighborhood between 25 and 30 chickens right now. All of our ducks that we had were killed by a coyote. It was so sad. I'm hoping to maybe figure out a way we can get ducks again next spring. But the homesteading stuff has kind of been on a pause. I think the next big thing we're gonna do for homesteading is start a garden, because I really miss gardening. I gardened since I've been with my husband. We gardened for 10 out of like 14 years that we've been together. One of those years we were on an RV trip around the country that summer, so we didn't garden then. And then we haven't gardened since we've lived here, because there's no garden space set up, and we have a lot of critters like deer and all sorts of stuff that we'd have to keep out of the garden. So we have to figure that out. But I think maybe next spring, I don't know, I'll have a little newborn, so maybe not. I might have to wait another year after that. We'll see. I've been kind of like on my husband like, hey, what should we do? Can we build a little garden? I think he definitely wants to, but we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. I'll definitely bring you guys along on that. I think it'll be so fun. I did get a question too about the RV trip, speaking of if we ever miss the traveling, and I definitely miss traveling. We had so much fun traveling the country and seeing all the different places. It was really cool experience, but I don't miss living in the RV, and I don't really miss even like camping. We tried camping a few summers. We still have the RV, but we didn't even put it out this year. Like, it's still winterized. It's so much work to go camping. You have to pack all the clothes and like food and plan meals, which you still have to do that at home, but like it's a whole nother space that you're working with. It's just a lot. So we're actually trying to sell our RV. So if you know of anybody that wants to buy an RV that would be perfect for living in full time, let me know, because that thing needs to go. We are done with our RV traveling days for now. Somebody asked, how do I deal with burnout and low energy while not losing my mind? Well, you guys, it might have remembered that I took like 10 months, 9 months off of making videos here, because when I do feel burnt out or have low energy, something has to give, and oftentimes it's my time spent on social media, because, you know, everything else is more important. So yeah, I guess I just try to take a step back and figure out what is more of like a priority in my life and just focus on those things, like, you know, the meals, the cleaning, the homeschooling, and that's about it. Like, everything else has to go when I'm feeling burnt out. Or like even in this first trimester, being super low energy, I've been very tired, not like sleepy, but my body has been really tired. So it's been a lot of easy meals and just kind of, not, I don't want to say the bare minimum, but just like really focusing on what's the most important thing for me to do today, and not putting so much pressure on myself, giving myself a lot of grace. So if you're in a burnt out season, or you're just feeling super tired all the time, like, definitely evaluate how your diet is and everything like that, and maybe even get blood work done, because sometimes there is like a health reason for that. But otherwise, just try to stick to your priorities and minimize all the things that you have to do in a day, because us moms do a lot. Can you guys hear the chickens barking outside? They've been laying eggs at such a weird time. Like, usually you would think they would lay eggs every morning. Sometimes it's been like 5 o'clock at night and they're out there laying an egg. I don't know. Go for it, girls. We appreciate your eggs. I got a question about what kind of devotionals I use, or Bibles that I use. So my favorite Bible that I have is the Diache Bible. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but apparently that was the type of Bible, the Old Testament at least, that Jesus used. And the one that I have has like the catechism listed in the footnotes, so why each part of the church's teachings are what they are based on scripture. It's really cool. I love to see that connection. I also have the Bible in a Year Bible on here on my nightstand. This one's by Tim Gray, and it basically lays out all the days. So it'll say like August 17th, this is what you read. And it's awesome, because then by the end of the year you've read the whole Bible, and it takes about 20 minutes a day. You read from the Old Testament, you read a psalm or proverb, and then you read from the New Testament, and then it has like a little what do you call it at the end, like a little summary or whatever from the author. So love that Bible. And then it says, what is your favorite Bible verse and why? My favorite Bible verse is Matthew 7:7, and it's ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be open to you. I just love that. I feel like it gives so much hope that if you ask God for something and you truly believe that he'll give it to you, then you'll get it. And I've just seen that work in my life so many times. So yeah, that's my favorite Bible verse. I would love to hear your guys' favorite Bible verse, so please type those in the comments. Just like sprinkle God's word all over the comment section. That would be amazing. I've got quite a few homeschooling questions, which I probably will include in like a homeschool day in the life video. I think that would be fun. So stay tuned for that if you asked a homeschool question. Somebody asked, what are your best organizational tips, and do I meal plan? Yes, I love meal planning, although I haven't been doing it as much here in the first trimester because food is weird and it makes me nauseous. But I do usually meal plan, and it helps so much to just have things laid out. You don't even have to think about it. You can just pull things out in the morning, prep it, and cook whatever is on the list. It's so nice to meal plan. But lately, the thing that has been helping our family has been such a huge game changer has been our hearth display, which is like one of those digital calendars, and in it is so much that you can do. You can plan all sorts of different events and put it all in one calendar. Like you can connect your Google and your Outlook and it all shows up on the family calendar. And then you also can do like chore charts, which is our favorite feature. The kids each have a morning routine, an afternoon routine, a dinner cleanup routine, and an evening routine. And they can get different points. We have like points and a reward system that's right on the display. It's like changed my life. I've always had chore charts and stuff, but we've always done like a paper with checklists, or, you know, you check it off with a marker or something. This has just changed the game. The kids get so excited to use it and it's been amazing. It also has like meal planning features and it's so cool. I highly recommend them. They're definitely a little bit pricey, but I have a $40 off coupon referral thing that anybody who has a hearth has it. It's not like sponsored or anything, but I will leave that down below. Look into it. It changed the game and we use it every single day, so I think it's definitely worth the money. But that's probably my biggest tip for staying organized, is just having those routines in place that everyone in the family follows. It just makes everything so much smoother when kids know what to expect. Like I just say, okay guys, it's time to do your checklist. We wake up in the morning, we eat breakfast, and then it's time to do checklists, and we have everything laid out on there. I took a few days to really like think about what all needs to get done in our house and put it into the calendar. So we're making sure to feed all the animals, we're making sure to, you know, make our beds and get everybody cleaned up for the day and dressed, and it's just amazing. I love that thing. My husband was like a little unsure when we first got it. He was like, you're not gonna use this, but he even is telling the kids about use your checklist. Like he's totally into it now, and it has been such a valuable part of our home. As far as like other organizational things, like I'm not that organized of a person. Like it definitely doesn't come naturally for me to be clean or organized, so I have to have like a routine in place. And like the biggest thing that I feel like helps me is just decluttering, like just getting rid of stuff, because with so many people in our family, like stuff just comes in all the time. I don't even know how we end up where we are, but like about twice a year I have to go through the whole house and declutter and get rid of stuff. We donate stuff. A lot of the times I will like encourage the kids to try to sell their toys, and then we can go do something fun. Like one time we went to the movies with the money they made. Another time they wanted to use the money to buy some stuff for their pet bunnies. So yeah, that is definitely a huge organizational tip, is just like getting rid of all the clutter and all of the unused things. And like the biggest question I ask myself when I declutter is like, do I want to continue to manage this item? Like it's a little piece of something random and I'm like, do I really want to keep putting this back all the time? So anyways, leave me your organizational tips down below too, because I know that I need them. But look at this, I'm done with my second basket of laundry. Hopefully you got something done. Maybe you got some laundry folded, or you just got to chill for a little bit. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I have some fun videos coming up, so stay tuned for those, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.